Welcome to this introduction on graphing functions of two variables. In single-variable calculus, we are used to dealing with curves on a flat piece of paper. But today, we are adding a new dimension. We will explore how functions like z equals f of x and y create surfaces in three-dimensional space. Let's start by comparing what you already know with what is new. On the left, we have a standard function y equals f of x. You put in one number, x, and get out one number, y, creating a flat 2D curve. On the right is our new focus. Z equals f of x and y. Here, you input a pair of numbers, x and y, and the function outputs a height. Z. This combination creates a surface floating in space. To map this, we need a 3D coordinate system. We have three axes. The red x-axis typically points out towards you. The green y-axis runs left to right, and the blue z-axis runs vertically. You can imagine the x and y-axes forming a flat floor, while the z-axis represents height above or below that floor. Understanding the domain and range is crucial visually. The domain is the set of valid input pairs, which lives on the flat xy floor, shown here with the dashed line. For every point in this domain, the function assigns a value z, which is the height. So the range is simply how high or low the surface goes along the vertical axis. Let's practice locating a point in 3D space, say, the point 2, 3, 4. First, we start at the origin and move 2 units along the x-axis. From there, we move 3 units parallel to the y-axis. Finally, we go up 4 units parallel to the z-axis. This final spot is the point P. Now let's look at specific shapes. The simplest case is a linear equation, like z equals a x plus b y plus c. Just as a linear equation in 2D gives you a straight line, a linear equation in 3D gives you a flat plane. As long as x and y are to the first power, your surface will never curve. Things get interesting when we square the variables. Consider z equals x squared plus y squared. Since squared numbers are always positive, z can never be negative. As x or y get larger, z gets much larger. This creates a curved shape known as a paraboloid, which looks like a bowl opening upwards. Sketching 3D shapes can be hard, so we use a technique called traces. A trace is simply a cross-section. Imagine taking a knife and slicing the object vertically. If we slice the paraboloid where x is 0, we see a parabola on the wall. If we slice where y is 0, we see another parabola. Putting these slices together helps us visualize the whole shape. Another way to visualize surfaces is with level curves, also known as contour maps. Instead of slicing vertically, we slice horizontally at different heights. For our bowl shape, slicing near the bottom gives a small circle. Slicing higher up gives a larger circle. When we draw these circles on the floor, we get a topographic map that tells us how steep the mountain is. To wrap up, remember that functions of two variables, z equals f of x and y, create surfaces, not lines. We use a 3-axis system where x and y are the floor and z is the height. Tools like traces, which slice vertically, and level curves, which slice horizontally, are your best friends for visualizing these complex 3D shapes.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.